everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Nizzy Sports Chat. I am your host, Nizzy, and in this video, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit of Raptors here. We're back after another week hiatus. You guys ended up having to go out of town for the week for work here, so obviously we weren't able to get any videos out in the last week, you guys, but I have been keeping a tab on the Raptors, was able to watch those two atrocities of games, losing to the two bottom seeds in the Eastern Conference, and the Detroit Pistons and the Orlando Magic, you guys. That was a couple frustrating games to watch for sure as a Raptors fan. But nonetheless, you guys, it's good to be back in the studio here, getting out another video here on this Sunday morning. Got a big game coming up tonight versus the Cavs. Got some seeding implications. Obviously, we're 2 games back of the Cavaliers right now for that 6th seed. Definitely should be tied with them. In my opinion, should not have been given those games away against Detroit and Orlando. That was just real tough basketball to watch as a Raptors fan, just watching our team give those 2 games away to the inferior opponents there, you guys. Just absolutely abomination of performances. The only person that you could say on the Toronto Raptors team that did what he was supposed to do, and deserves some credit for that is Pascal Siakam, you guys. He was absolutely outstanding in both of those games and got zero fucking help from any of his teammates. Just atrocious performance all around from those guys. Right, real quick before we start breaking down tonight's game and kind of talking about some of the struggles for the Toronto Raptors over the last couple games, you guys, if you go ahead and like this video, if you like sporting content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the future. We're going to keep trying to get some videos out here lately, you guys. Got a couple days off before I got to head back to work in the week here, so we'll try and get some videos out over the next couple days for you guys. Appreciate all the support I've been getting lately, but let's go ahead and get right into it, you guys. Raptors are sitting at a 34-29 record right now. Cavs are sitting at 36-27. The Cavaliers have actually lost their last 3 games, and that's why it's so detrimental that the Raptors got to win tonight. Like I said, we should be 36-27, exactly the same as them, because there's no damn way the Raptors should have lost those games to Detroit and Orlando. Even if you'd just lost one, we should have won at least one of those games, having the opportunity to tie the Cavs with the record tonight in tonight's matchup. But unfortunately, so the Raptors fell by the wayside in those 2 matchups. Just some atrocious looking basketball. They just look disengaged out on the floor. We really only put in hardcore maximum team effort in the final minutes of the 4th quarter in both of those games versus Detroit and Orlando. They were almost fucking blowout games. Both of those games, they both had double-digit leads on us. Just an absolute embarrassment to watch, to be honest with you guys, especially after 2 huge wins against Brooklyn. Fighting for their playoff lives as well right now. Obviously, they're still locked into that 8th seed, but those were 2 big-time wins, so we could withhold that 7th spot there. Should have been able to keep the ball rolling for these guys. Just fell by the wayside. Like I said, Pascal needs some help here, especially with guys like Fred VanVleet's been out. OG Anunoby's been out as well, so Pascal's been the main guy for us. But he needs some fucking help, man. There's not been a lot of help for him right now. You're seeing a lot of crybaby whining from this Raptors squad right now. Guys are missing shots on the offensive end, so they're just fucking hanging their head and pouting like little fucking sissies instead of getting back on defense. Precious Achiuwa's been pouting like crazy lately whenever he misses a fucking easy shot instead of getting back on defense. Gary Trent Jr.'s defense has been atrocious since he's been in this shooting slump. He's basically decided not to play defense anymore because he can't get a basket, which is just absolutely unacceptable. Just because you're not scoring on one end doesn't mean you can't be putting in a full effort on the defensive end of the floor, especially against these inferior teams, you guys. I mean, we're way better than the 2 teams we just lost to. I mean, fucking Orlando has 16 wins on the fucking season, and we're fucking losing to those guys and have the double-digit lead in the 4th quarter on our ass. I mean, these boys got to get their shit together quickly. Otherwise, we're going to end up falling out of the playoff race. You got some tougher teams coming up here as well. You can't just be fucking allowing these inferior teams to just bully ball us around, looking like the better teams out there on the floor. It's just absolutely atrocious to watch. As a Raptors fan, we definitely going to have to get our shit together versus the Cavs here tonight, you guys. This is a huge playoff caliber matchup here tonight. Like I said, Fred VanVleet's in a game-time decision right now. OG's obviously out still. He's going to be out for the foreseeable future here. I think he's got a week or 2 left that he's going to be out with that broken finger. Malachi Flynn's going to be a game-time decision with a hamstring injury as well. DJ Wilson, who we got back on a 10-day contract, is out with a knee injury. Over on the Cavs side of things, you still got Colin Sexton, who's out for the season with that knee injury. Karis LeVert's a game-time decision with the foot injury, and then Rondo's also a game-time decision with the toe injury. So they're going to have pretty well their full squad ready to rock anyways. The boys are going to have to bring it tonight. Pascal's going to need some help. He's been playing outstanding for us. Um, but at the end of the day, you guys, the thing that I've noticed the most is that we're just settling for jump shots, settling for 3-point shots. I don't understand why we weren't attacking the paint more in those games. I mean, if you look at the one player on the Toronto Raptors team who was actually doing his job and attacking the paint, playing the right style of basketball that's necessary to win games, was Pascal Siakam, you guys. And he was just absolutely outstanding in both of those games. Unfortunately, got zero fucking help from any of his teammates. But he dropped 28 points versus Detroit. Like I said, most of his points are coming in from the paint. And then 34 versus Orlando, same thing. He's getting a lot of paint points, a lot of paint touches, really doing his job as that force inside, making sure he's getting to the rack, making it tough on their defense. But at the end of the day, man, he's the only guy that's been attacking the paint for us lately. Gary Trent Jr., I do not know what the hell is going on with this guy right now. In my opinion, he needs to stop jacking up threes. I mean, I think he had like 11 fucking threes against Orlando. I don't even think he hit one. I think he might have went 1 of 11 from the 3-point line against Orlando. But this dude needs to freaking work inside out, man. I do not understand why he just thinks to get his shooting stroke back to just jack threes up all over the fucking place. It's the worst possible shot you could take when you're in a slump, is the 3-point shot. If you want to get yourself back in a rhythm and get going, you got to get into the paint. You got to attack the rim. Best case scenario is you're going to get a basket around the rim, a lay-in, get your confidence back, seeing that ball go through the hoop, or you're going to get fouled and you're going to go to the line and get a couple easy buckets to get that shooting stroke back in rhythm. You got to start inside out, man. You got to attack that basket early on in the game, get your shot and your rhythm going, and then once you get a nice rhythm built up, then you can kind of start working your way out a little bit, taking those mid-range J's, shooting some 3 balls. But he's doing it ass backwards right now, you guys. He's sitting there just hucking 3 balls up and not doing any fucking thing else. And it's costing him big time because I think he had around 15 shots or so in that game against Orlando. And most of them were threes. I'm pretty sure he took like 11 threes, didn't make a fucking 3 ball the whole game. Had like 4 points, 2 boards, and 3 assists or something. Just an atrocious performance from Gary Trent. His defense has fallen by the wayside because his offense isn't very good right now. And you can't have that shit, man. If you're not doing good offensively, you better be double stepping it up on fucking defense because you got to be able to contribute somehow to this squad. But I'd like to see him start working inside out, man. I want to see this guy attack the fucking paint heavy tonight. If he's starting from the 3-point line again tonight, it's going to be another rough showing for this guy. I really think he's got to get some easy baskets inside there, get to the foul line a few times, get his rhythm back, and then I think he'll be just fine. And same thing with the defense. Good defense generates great offense, right? So if this guy can really lock in defensively for us, get a couple steals and some easy baskets, I think that's going to go a long way for getting him out of this slump. But at the end of the day, man, shooting 3 balls consistently when you're not making a fucking thing is not going to get you out of your shooting slump. So he's got to change up his game. Nick Nurse got to tell this guy to stop fucking hucking up 3 balls left, right, and center from every single spot on the floor, and try and make something happen off the ball. Get a nice drive to the rack. Get a screen set for him so he can run a pick and roll game or something like that. But he can't be just jacking up these 3 balls, in my opinion, you guys, especially when he ain't hitting any of them. I mean, he's just been absolutely atrocious coming out of the All-Star break. He's looking like a guy who was an All-Star snub heading into the All-Star break, and now we're looking like a guy who was with Portland before, even worse than that. So he definitely got to get his shit together. He's one of the guys we're counting on, especially with OG and Freddie not being able to go lately. We needed him to step up big time, and he hasn't done that. So I'm expecting this guy to step up big time tonight. I hope so. We need it from him. Another thing that's really fucking been bothering me about this team, you guys, is the whining to the referees, especially when you're down in games. When you're losing to a team like Detroit or Orlando by double digits and you have the audacity to complain to the refs because you're not getting foul calls when most of your shots are coming from the fucking 3-point line anyways, and you're really not driving the rack that much, they're not going to be calling the fouls. The team that plays harder and the team that's putting in more effort is going to be the team that gets more fucking calls. The Raptors have not been the team putting in more effort or playing harder than the other team in the last 2. So why would the fucking refs give you the benefit of the doubt and continue to give you foul calls? It's not going to happen. And you're not driving into the paint enough to get the fucking calls. So it's just blowing my mind, you guys, this whiny little baby bullshit. Complaining to the refs, not hustling back on defense when we miss a shot. I mean, this is not Raptors basketball. That is not how we fucking like to play the game. These boys better get their shit together quickly. I mean, there's been a lot of opportunities for these young guns as of late here with OG being out as well as Freddie, and they haven't stepped up to the plate worth shit, to be honest with you. Malachi Flynn's had a bit of a decent performance, but he needs to be more aggressive. He's left a lot of shit out on the floor as well. He needs to take a little more charge as a floor general out there, especially with Fred VanVleet out of the game. the last couple here, you guys. He definitely needs to assert himself as an aggressive scorer, as well as just wanting that ball in his hands to be able to make plays and be that floor general and that leader out there, which is what the point guard's job is, and he hasn't been doing a great job of that, in my opinion. I mean, he's, been stuffing the stat sheet pretty decently. He's had a couple decent games, but he's leaving a lot out on the table, in my opinion. We want to see him step it up and be a little more aggressive. Kem Birch has been struggling as well with that, coming out of that broken nose. Obviously, he had to get surgery on his broken nose. He's been just in shambles since he's returned, to the squad full time since then. He really hasn't been able to give you any good production out on the floor. Precious Achiuwa's hit and miss. He'll have a couple stretches of greatness, and then all of a sudden he misses a shot and cries like a little baby, whines to the refs, and doesn't hustle back on defense. He's got to get his shit together with that as well. These guys just got to stop being fucking babies when they miss a shot, man. It's like, you're going to miss shots throughout the game. Get your ass back on defense, make a fucking play, and get back down there and try and put her through the hoop, man. It's just so frustrating to watch the lack of effort and the lack of intensity with this squad, being able to sustain that throughout the whole 4 quarters. And just not taking these bottom-end teams seriously. I mean, we should be manhandling these fucking teams. We should be blowing these teams out by 20, 30 points. If you look at the game last night, Orlando played Memphis last night, who's a great team out west right now. Jaw's been on an absolute tear. And they fucking dusted Orlando by like 30 points, man. And we lose to Orlando? Are you kidding me? Like, it's just absolutely atrocious. The boys got to get their shit together big time here. I'd love to give a game prediction for tonight's game, you guys, but I don't even know what to think right now with this Raptors squad. I'm just hoping we can pull out the dub. We need this one big time to close in on the Cavs. That'll put us 1 game back of them for that 6th seed if we can win the game tonight. This is a crucial game, man. This is one of those pivotal turning points through our season. I mean, if you can win this game and get back on a roll here, everything can be kosher beef and just fine. But if you lose this one, making it 3 in a row, you can really start spiraling out of control quite quickly, you guys. Especially we've only won 2 games coming out of the All-Star break, I believe. So we're two wins and 4 losses. So not a great record coming out of the All-Star break. Last thing we want to do is go 2-5 after tonight's matchup. So it's going to be a big time game tonight, you guys. Fingers crossed the Raptors come and play with some intensity. They really got to put a lot of pressure on the big men, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley down in the paint there. Get those guys into foul trouble. Make sure you're driving the paint early and often throughout this game, in my opinion. Don't settle for 3-point shots, man. We got to stop settling for fucking jump shots. And we just got to play a hard-nosed style of basketball, drive that shit into the paint, and then later on in the game when they start closing and collapsing on the paint because we've just been annihilating them there, then you can start kicking that shit out for 3. But you got to start an inside-out game, like I said. Easiest way to get yourself going. Get buckets close to the basket and then work your way out from there. If the Raptors can do that, man, I think we'll have success in tonight's game. But that pretty well wraps it up for this video, you guys. Just want to go on a little rant here. Pretty disappointed in the Raptors these last couple of games here. Hopefully we can bounce back tonight versus the Cavs. We'll love your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. What do you think the Raptors' chances are in tonight's game versus the Cavaliers? And what do you think the main issues have been with this Raptors squad over the last few games here? Not being able to get it done against inferior opponents. Like I said, would love your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, man. Please go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Thanks again, you guys, for watching. And this is Nizzy with Nizzy Sports Chat.